Hi there. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video, yo. I'm so excited. It's been a long road since I decided to upload some videos about these conditions that I have. There's a very important mental illness, and there's very unknown. It's so new. It's so like just born in. It's like it's very complicated to understand something that is not very well known. There's other different illness that you can Google it, and you're gonna have some answer about it. Not with my condition, which is BPD, Borderline Personality Disorder. There is some information, but it's like nothing like really clear. And the most overwhelming thing is there is no any medication that can help you with that. I mean, there is medication like antidepressants and antipsychotics. They can help you to cope with some symptoms, but it's not any medication that can like actually make you feel better for real. So it's a long journey, my friends. So probably if you are there, it's because you has been diagnosed with BPD, or you have a very important friend or part of your family has been diagnosed with BPD, or a loved one, maybe your partner. So let's get into it. Before that, please subscribe, because this is the first video. I really want to do a little more. I really want to go in this journey with you guys. I think it's going to be really helpful for you and for me. So subscribe and like and share. I'm so excited to say that. I feel like a real YouTuber now. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Daniela Trujillo. I'm a Chilean immigrant who moved to New York City about a year ago. Now I'm living my second year in the States, and it's been wonderful. I was always been dreaming about moving to New York City since I was a little kid. So I came here twice before to really decide to make the big step and move here. So I'm happy for that. It's been complicated. It's never gonna be easy. Be in a different country that's not yours, and living as an immigrant, it's have some things like it's a funny thing to do in your life. So if you want to take that kind of steps, just follow me on Instagram, and I can share something with you, like how to become a traveler. So my Instagram is Daniela Trujillo Delfin. If you want to follow me there, I open to share my world with you. So I was saying, I'm 35 years old. I have a family back in Chile, and there's my mom, my brother, and my son. They live in Antofagasta, Chile, and hopefully, if everything's go well, they're gonna come to live with me to New York as soon as possible. We'll see. We're still working on it. But yeah. So I moved to New York because I was completely broken inside. I had the most terrible trigger event in my life, which it was I don't know if YouTube is gonna allow me to say these kind of things, but I'm gonna try to use different words, because I've been seeing some YouTubers that they having like some struggles to talk about substances. Please, YouTube, don't put down my first video. Don't do that to me. So yeah, so I was having problems with substances and alcohol since I'm 13 years old. I started to use smokable and drinking at the age of 14. So, and then it never stopped. I grew up my entire teenage life being like very edgy, very risky behave. I went through a lot. I was a very outgoing. I'm always being like this. We're very outgoing. I'm super friendly. I like to be around people, and I remember like I enjoyed so much to be the center of the attention all the time when I was young. So that's how I become a dancer. I start to dance for different companies in Santiago de Chile. When I was 18, I was in the dance school of Karen Connolly back then. So I went to the ballet school for like 2 years, and then I started to work as a choreographer. So I was doing like a lot of gigs like at nighttime. You know what that means, right? Like nighttime is a very, well, you know what, it's in the night, you're sort of birds in the night. I don't know how to tell you, but you know what I mean, right? It's not like a great place to be when you are a BPD and you don't know. So my consume with the different substances, it get worse and worse. So I started to do other different things when I was 22, 23, and then I moved to Antofagasta after the earthquake in Santiago, and then I was just being like super edgy like every time. I had a boyfriend back then, Ronald, when we were living together for beautiful 3 years. It was amazing, but I was always having problems to deal with my emotions when I was around him. I was super insecure about the relationship all the time, even though it wasn't like that at all. He was always next to me. He was super supportive, and he was just a great boyfriend, and I hope he knows that, but probably no. Now he's with his new family. He have a son. I wish him the best, but he gave me the most beautiful 3 years of my life. And I think she knows. He knows. It's a guy. I'm sorry. It's a hard my English. Sometimes I try my best, But I was always feeling depressed because I didn't know what was inside my head. And the only way that I knew, and I was built to cope with these kind of emotions, it was getting super drunk and using substances like every single weekend. So if you are not diagnosed and you cope your emotions like this roller coaster that we live with BPD, they can be really, really scary, because these kind of substances, they help you in the moment, but then they put you down when they go away. So it's like a moral hangover, but this is like an emotional hangover that you have. You feel like suicidal, you feel self-harming. So it's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous place to be. So after that relationship, I jumped to another one with my ex-boyfriend, who was living in Chile back then. And we were dynamite together, because he is, I don't know if he still have, but he had like more problems than me when we talk about consume things, and he had all the money. So, and it was a nightmare. It was very bad. We were always like doing bad things for our own, and then we overlay in very, very bad terms. So he decided to move to a different country and just leave me there. I really wanted to move to New York, and he didn't want to move back because he's from here originally. So I like it. I'm thinking now, I'm trying to understand the story that what happened that night and that morning. I really don't really understand what was about. But I remember I was just partying for like 2 weeks in a row. It was in the middle of the pandemic. We were everything. We were locked down back then in Chile. So I was just calling my dealer like every day, bring me some things. My trips to the liquor store were in the pajamas and some sunglasses in the morning. I was having so bad time. I was dealing with a lot, man. So I was in a deep depression. I had like back problems too. So one day in the morning I woke up. My mom was staying over in that time. So I remember feeling this really emptiness feeling that I was always feeling, that the emptiness was always with me, still with me, like numb. So I caught a bottle of perfume and I cut my wrist. Then my mom came to the room and I was bleeding. I was wearing this Ariana Grande t-shirt, like it was white, it was full of blood. So she was so scared, so she took me to the hospital, and then immediately I was a intake for the psychiatric unit for substance abuse syndrome. I remember staying there. The entire episode started with like at 11 in the morning, and I remember it was like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I was crying, and that room I was isolated too because of the COVID. They had to do all the the tests and everything. It wasn't that fun like it's now, because back then it wasn't really easy like now. So I was isolating, wearing a mask, and I was in this huge room by myself, and I was like, this is it. This is how I'm gonna end. I'm gonna end in a psychiatric hospital longer that I can think, and how I remember feeling so secure. I was crying because I feel like guilty because what I was doing, but I remember feeling this decompression in my chest, like finally, when you rock bottom, when you touch the ground and then there's nothing under that, and then you can just float. I think it's a very cliche way to describe that episode, but it was like that. And it's not cliche for no reason. So, well, I stayed in the hospital. I started to do the therapy group, in the morning. I met one of the most amazing person that I ever met. It was my roommate. She had like a similar disorder than me. She was bipolar, so it was super fun be around here because we were just with the freedom to be crazy. When you are in a psychiatric hospital, you understand that it's just the way you are. I know the word crazy maybe is not very nice for everybody, but I'm allowed to say that to me. I think it's my personality, so I embrace that, and finally, and I hope you guys can get to that point that I am now. I'm not telling that I have any problems, because 2 nights ago I have a completely crazy mental breakdown. I was a mess on the floor of my room. I was like, I'm not always very stable, but this is part of the BPD. This is part of who we are, or who that person that you love are. We live in a roller coaster. We live. I was reading this article in Google. I don't remember what was. I'm gonna write it down. I gotta be a very YouTuber, I know, but it says something about like BPD people live without a skin layer. You understand? I don't know if it translated very well, but we live in with it's like we miss one layer of the skin. And like it's have so many sense to me, because we are really, really sensitive people, but that wasn't make us unique and fun and very outgoing, and taking like crazy decisions, and just this craziness that we live in every day is going with the price. So I was in the hospital, and I remember sitting with my psychiatrist, who was I was talking to him, and I was like, what I have, because I didn't know. I visited some psychologists before, for some sort of depression episodes, which is a symptom of a BPD. And I always was diagnosed with adaptive disorder, depression, anxiety, whatever. But nobody told me ever that I was borderline. So I remember I was sitting in the bed and I was feeling so vulnerable. It was like the third, fourth day, maybe more than that. I think it was already a week. And I was like, doctor, can you please tell me what's going on? Why I'm like this? And he said, you have a borderline personality disorder. And he said, you didn't know? And I was like, no. How old are you? And I was like, I'm 34. Wow. It's been a long road, right? And I was like, yeah. Okay, yeah, you are borderline. And I was like, I was in the hospital, no cell phone, no computer, so I can't Google it, I mean, I remember hearing about borderline before, but I never got like really into it. I didn't know I was. So I remember feeling, and this is something really important I want to share with you guys. They are there. Have the knowledge about what you have, what you are, what is happening in your brain. It make a big change in your life. I'm not kidding. I'm not overreacting about something. It's just when you know who you are, and you have the power to understand that, you're gonna start to live a different life. So trust me, if you feel like you can have some of the symptoms of borderline or any different mental illness, get help. This is Thanksgiving today. Yesterday is still Thanksgiving here, and I feel so grateful. I was thinking, why do I have to be grateful? Man, my life is a mess. I lost my job. I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, you know what? There is something that I have to be grateful for that episode. What happened that morning, and for my mom who took me to the hospital. And then I started a new journey, having the knowledge about who I am. I'm a person with borderline personality disorder, but I'm not borderline. I'm a person who have the illness, but I'm so much than that. I have so much to offer to the world. And I'm pretty sure that you are too. I'm pretty sure that you are very funny. Yeah, you are, because we are funny. We're very seductive, huh? People get crazy about us. You know that, right? So, and we have fun. When we have fun, we have the most intense fun ever. We can be laughing forever, and we're like so risk takers, and we don't care, and that's something beautiful. That's make you unique, but it's come with a price. But you don't have to pay that price like that hard. You can seek help. Go for help. Set an interview with your medical sponsor. Tell how do you feel, and welcome to the journey. So thank you so much for staying here for this 19 almost minutes here. I was just saying hello and welcome to my channel. I want to try to do something more professional, and the next time I just in my kitchen, but welcome to my world. This is Danny and Borderline, and I hope I can make more content for you guys. Thank you so much. I wish you the best in this night, this evening. Happy holidays, and enjoy your life. Okay, bye.